Welcome back, everyone. We have an amazing guest. We have Doro, our metal queen. How are you doing today?
Hey, very good. Great to talk to you. Great to be on your show. And just to let you know, I'm a little under the weather. I have a bad cold, so a sound hoarse. I am. It's like on tour, but yeah, yeah. But I don't want to cancel it because you guys taking out the time, and so I'm happy that we're talking a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense. That sucks because I know you've been doing interviews all day.
Yeah,
Um,
the
well,
voice ah, feels like a long tour.
I bet. Well, let's get into this. This is your 13th solo studio record or 17th record in general. What's your writing slash like with lyrics go like your approach nowadays? Has it changed over the years or is it the same?
Actually, yeah, in the very beginning, when we had our first album out, it was called Burning the Witches, came out 83, 84. We
Mhm.
couldn't English that well at all, actually. So that changed a lot. And yeah, and then, I was writing lyrics and, we had to have a little dictionary and stuff. So it was like, it was, and sometimes the lyrics were hilarious because, the meaning was sometimes totally different, from what I thought. So, but yeah, that totally changed. I came to America in 1986 for a little promotion in New York for 3 days, and then after 2 days I stayed, and it was always my dream to come to America. And then we did the Triumph and Agony album with All We Are and For Immer and I Rule the Ruins, and that became a big hit, and then I could stay. So, and then that was the first time that I felt, yeah, man, I can dream and think in English, and that was a really good learning experience. And so that changed a lot. And now actually I write songs from the idea up. When I
Dang.
hear, and usually I have some really good ideas when I fall asleep or when I wake up. I think the mind is, nice and clear or whatever that is. And then sometimes the lyrics, melody, and chorus coming out the same time. And then when I feel, oh, this could be something, then I sing it right away on my cell phone. And then I send it to somebody I work with for a long time. His name is Andreas Brun. He's the ex-guitar player of Sisters of Mercy. And started working in 1996. So I always sent him my ideas, which I think, could have something. And
Mhm.
then he thinks, oh yeah, let's do it. Then I go to Hamburg and we record some stuff. And this album I recorded all over the world, in uh,
Dang.
Miami and in Hamburg and in England and in, yeah, all over. So wherever you feel the magic is good for, that's the rule. Whatever makes the song great, and
Yeah.
who involved or whoever can mix it or which studio. So that's important, that the chemistry is good and that it feels good. And I'm a very intuitive person. I don't think too much. I just do it. And when I feel like, oh, this needs to be done, or I need to go there, or I need to call this guy, then yeah, that's how I work. It's not that we are sitting down and writing songs. It
Yeah.
could happen as well with the band. That could happen as well. But usually it's one on one. And
Nice.
guitar players, they have an idea, or my bass player on this album. And we did Children of the Dawn. It's one of my favorite songs on this album. That's the reason why it's the opening track. That's that one. And
Yeah.
yeah, and this second song I wrote with Bill Hudson, my guitar player. So, and the rest actually with Andreas Brun, and there's some cover versions as well on it. The Four Horsemen, that's on the bonus.
Yeah.
Was to give thanks. I see your Metallica T-shirt. Give thanks. 40 year of Kill 'Em All, and yeah, and then three duets and two duets with Rob Halford. So happy and grateful, and I always loved him so much, and he was my main inspiration, together with like Ronnie James Dio, David Coverdale, Lemmy, and Rob Halford. He was the one. And then we toured together in 1986 for the first time,
Yeah.
and changed. And in 1986, I could go to America and do a little promotion tour, and then I
Nice.
stayed. That's yeah, that's how it worked, and I was really lucky too, I think.
I agree. That's crazy because I one of my questions is so you mentioned Rod Halford being one of your biggest inspirations. Has your influences changed over the years, or have they stayed about the same?
Oh, actually, yeah, many younger bands, they came to yeah, to inspire me as well. And I was definitely born and raised with the new wave of British heavy metal. So Priest, Saxon, Motorhead, Maiden, and yeah, that was the main influence. And I still love him. I still love him. And my
Okay.
concert I've ever seen was in 1980. There was Whitesnake, and he was so good. David Coverdale was such a god. And my second concert was Judas Priest, and support band was Accept. And my third concert was Ronnie James Dio. And,
Oh,
and I was so lucky I could tour with everybody. And I hopped on tour with Ronnie James Dio the first time in 87 when
nice.
we put out Triumph and Agony. And we did a long tour in the States in 2000. It was Dio, Ingrid Malmsteen, and us, and it was like 3 months tour. And there we became great friends. And we actually had plans to do another tour together or doing a song together. But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe in another lifetime then.
Yeah. It's crazy because like you're talking about coming over here and touring. So with you coming over here in the 80s, do you still have like a favorite place when you're touring over here that you love exploring?
Oh, actually, every place is a good place. It doesn't matter. It can be, a dirty, sweaty club. I'm as happy, when the fans
Yeah.
are rocking out, when I get their sweat in my face. And yeah, it doesn't have to be a special place. Of course, like I lived 25 years in New York, so in New York City I was always special because all my friends, everybody was there. You had to do good in New York and LA because all the journalists were there and all, the musicians. So that was actually always great, exciting. You met so many people, and sometimes on stage celebrating with us. So that was cool. But anything, can be small villages, small cities, big cities. One of my favorite festivals is in a very, very tiny village. It's Wacken. And there
Mm,
you know a handful of people living there, and
yeah.
that's one of the biggest metal festivals in Europe, and I love that. So nobody thought that this little village would mean so much eventually, and
Right.
there first time in 93, and we couldn't even find it. We were with our double-decker tour bus and we couldn't find the village. And then I saw a farmer way in the back. It was raining, gray. I had my high heels on, and then
Mhm.
walked over or ran over and I said, hey, we need to go to Wacken. We're playing there. He said, I don't think so. I said, oh, there's a metal festival. And he said, are you sure? I said, yes, yes. We're already late. He said, okay, I will bring you guys there. And then we spent, I think, 2 hours, behind the little, it was like a little machine, very slow. And the tour bus driver, he went crazy. But we made it. There was in 93, and it was a very tiny village. The stage was pretty good, and there were maybe 1,000 or 1,500 people there. And now it's the biggest metal festival in Europe, and yeah, and I played there many, many, many times. Like I
Oh
think
yeah.
25 times, and we just played there in August. We
That must have
celebrate
been cool.
the anniversary, and I celebrate my 40-year anniversary in my former hometown, Düsseldorf, Germany. That's where I'm from. That's where everything started, and yeah, but I live in America, and I always,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense. And then so you've played with basically everyone and anyone. Do you have a dream tour lineup that you would love to have happen?
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. In the early 80s, we didn't know that, for example, Metallica would be so huge. We did
Yeah.
festival. It was called Metal Hammer Festival. Metal Hammer is this magazine, and a
Mhm.
festival on the Rhine River. It was really nice, really nice. There are lots of castles there and ruins, and I'm a big fan of ruins. That's the reason why we wrote this. I will ruin anyway. Um, yeah, it was Metallica, Venom, Warlock, and a couple of other great bands. So that would be another dream lineup. And
Hell yeah.
of course, all the people we miss so much, Motorhead and
Yeah.
Dio and Kiss.
Yeah. That'd be
I
sick.
hope they are not playing so much
Mm.
anymore, and it will be their last tour. I hope not, because I was a big Kiss fan growing up,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot from Gene Simmons. He was one time the producer on our album in 1990. And he was really smart, and it was great working with him. And me being a big Kiss fan, man, it was priceless. Every
I
day
bet.
I was driving my car, and my knees were shaking, and I thought, man, go into the studio and there's Gene Simmons, and it was totally like crazy.
That must have been insane. And then you've collabed with almost everyone under the moon. If you could branch into a different genre, who would you love to collaborate with, and what genre would you love to join and do?
Actually, I tell you, I think metal is so much freedom, so diverse, from death metal to traditional metal to symphonic metal to Viking metal.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really happy in that genre, and there I can do on this new album. Besides the two duets with Rob Halford, which I love so much,
They're
there's
amazing.
with a great singer. His name is Sammy Amara, and he's from the band Broilers, and they're a big, big German band. They fill like stadiums, like 20,000 people. And I think in the other countries they don't know them so well, but they're huge here. So I got invited to be a guest on their concert, on two concerts, sold out shows in Düsseldorf, in the same hometown. And they asked me if I want to be a guest on their show, and we did a couple of songs. And we hit it off right away, and then we said, let's do something together. And then we wrote a song together that's called Bond Unending, and it has a little bit a different vibe. And he is more, yeah, punk rock, I'm more metal rock, and I think the combination is really good.
So you've been touring over the years. Do you have any tour rituals that you have, or any like writer requests you have when you go on tour?
Uh, I turned vegan, and I just do it because of the animals. I'm a
Mhm.
big animal lover. On the new album, there's actually one nice song on it for the animals that's called Heavenly Creatures. The album has 20 songs on it, and Heavenly
Love
Creatures
that.
is one of my favorites. And I want to do something with the song because I love animals and I want to support them. Yeah, and I turned vegan. I started maybe 20 years ago that all the stage clothes and everything I wear is not anymore real leather, because before I wasn't aware, I wasn't conscious about, but then I learned that lesson. So I thought, nah, yeah, I don't want to harm anybody, not people, not animals. And then I started doing all, like, vegan leather, which great stuff. You can now get it all over. In 20 years ago, that was very difficult to find good stuff, good vegan leather. But yeah, I started with that, and then I think I was always a vegetarian pretty much, like at least for 10, 15 years maybe. And yeah, and then 7 years ago I turned vegan, and it's just for the animals. And yeah, and I
That's
want to that way. And yeah, and because of that I got great connections with so many people who help animals, and who get them out of really bad situations. And I adopted two horses. Actually, not
cool.
in America, not in Germany. It's in Austria. there's this great thing. They take all the animals, and yeah, I adopted two horses because I love horses so much. But I love dogs too, and cats.
Yeah.
E- every animal is, yeah, is sacred to me. So
That's amazing though, and that I love that you actually put all the time and effort to do 20 songs. That's a lot of songs and a lot of writing, but they all came out
ach,
brilliant.
we had even more songs, and I asked the record company if I can do another double album. Last one was Forever Warriors, Forever United. There was 25 songs in a double album. And then they said, no, no, one album is enough. Maybe 9 or 10 songs, that's enough. I said, no, 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 no. Anniversary. And then I said, yeah, maybe 12, 14, 15. Yeah, and then it turned out to be 20. And yeah, but they made a bonus disc. So the digipack, that's where all the 20 songs are on, and the regular CD, it has 15 songs. But yeah, but I was happy that they let me do it. And you know since there's not so much people out there who buy CDs or vinyl, do my best to make it really great and
Right.
worthwhile. And there's a nice book in it, and the vinyl edition is awesome. It's awesome. In the book, there are
That-
photos, like yeah, there are tons of photos, all people like from Lemmy, and everybody is in there, everybody who inspired us. And and the vinyl edition is super nice. It is a picture disc, and there's some colored vinyl, like splattered red and black, and the picture disc is stunning. And it has this timeline in it, like here you can
Damn, that's beautiful.
my first band, the black and white photo, and then you can see all kinds of stuff, and you know, and of course Lemmy.
Yeah,
That was my biggest day in my life. Yeah, the Monsters of Rock Festival in 1986. And then we hopped on tour with Judas Priest, and there's
that's
Rob
crazy.
somewhere and everybody. And so it's a really nice timeline to, yeah, for people to, to really, yeah, have something to look at, and, and great memories, great memories. And Dio, everybody's in there. So, yeah.
I love that. You've been doing this for so long. Have you accomplished almost everything on your bucket list, or is there anything you're still currently trying to accomplish?
I tell you, man, I'm so really satisfied and stuff.
Mhm.
And I enjoy the good times because I know how it was. Like, for
Yeah,
example, when brunch was so big, then suddenly that was really, really tough, to keep doing it. And so at the moment, times are great again for metal, and all the festivals are usually sold out. And worldwide, we go to Mexico next week,
yeah,
and then America, and then we have some festivals lined up in America. First one, Hell's Heroes in Texas. White Oak is the venue, and we will play only old school metal stuff. It's a Warlocks because the record wasn't out yet, and nobody knew about the album. And we had this deal, yeah, I think last no, many months ago. So and old school is good too. I love every single song. It's
I mean, you've written some bitch and shit over there. It's amazing. So you could basically put together a set list in a second, and everyone's gonna love it. That's what's cool about your music.
yeah, usually like the last gig here in Düsseldorf for the anniversary, we played 2.5 hours, and then came up, man, you didn't play my favorite song from B-side 1988, and I thought, oh man, so sometimes it seems it's never enough. And in Europe we play usually long sets, and in America we play shorter sets.
Yeah,
Curfew. So after 1.5 hours, that's it. And then people say, you didn't play Love Me in Black or something. So that's one of my favorite songs. But for the new album, I definitely want to let the fans decide which songs they want to hear, because I love them all. Of course, Children of the Dawn, I definitely want to play that. And then I leave it up to the fans. And we will rehearse every song. So, yeah.
yeah. That's crazy, man. And you've been doing this for since the '80s. So, like, how have you adapted in the industry over the years? Because it's changed so much.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you do what you can. You always work with what you have. I'm always happy, whatever is, like, even when time is not on your side, I always try to, yeah, to make the best out of it. I always try to stay positive no matter what.
Mhm.
And sometimes, you live and learn. Sometimes, when you have to go through, like dark times, then the next time you think, man, I won't do that mistake again. So it's all a process. And I always try to, yeah, no matter what, to stay positive. That's which is hard sometimes,
I
especially in
bet.
this age. Yeah.
But you've stayed relevant throughout the years. I don't think Doro's never not been a huge name. So that's what's cool about this whole industry. You've adapted really well over the years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm not thinking too much about it. I just do. I'm a
I
worker.
love that though. I love that.
I don't make any plans and stuff. I just go in the studio, and when I have a nice song idea, then I'm so happy. I'm so excited, and then I drive everybody crazy. And we have to record it and stuff. And yeah, and this album, Conquerors, it took 3 months.
Yeah.
Three. Yeah, I wish 3 months. 3 years to make every day, and touring and festivals and stuff. And so that was actually, yeah, a long time. But
But it
then when,
came out good.
oh man, time flies.
And so so you've been doing this forever and you're talking about all this. Is there any advice you would love to give your younger self?
Actually, yeah, yeah, maybe to be a little bit more careful when you write, when you sign a contract, like always, check with your soul and with your heart and with your gut, because when we were really young, we signed away our lives, and oh man, and we were so excited, man, that somebody wanted to make a record deal, wanted to make a record with us. And then, and all these alarm signals, we didn't hear it. We didn't see it. So sometimes, we got some evil people around us. We were so happy to do it, or to go on tour, or to play. And so I would say to my younger self, be a little bit more careful, check it out a little bit more. When you sign something, definitely, get some legal advice. Like, get a lawyer, let him read it. And so that would be the only thing. But yeah, but other than that, I think I always try to make the best out of it. And
That's crazy because like you grew up in an era where like kind of women got taken over a little bit. So it's cool that you came out okay and like actually still making it and have a well-known name. I love that.
oh man, I never thought we would still be here, and
Yeah.
stuff, and do festivals, touring, and new records. And I just found out, I just got a text message, we are actually number one in America 2 weeks in a row in
That's amazing.
heavy radio thing, NACC. Don't know if you know that. NACC. It's the college radio station. Maybe I.
Cool. That's cool though. That's awesome because I saw that you're up for. I think it's with Metal Hammer. You're up for Metal of the Year too with the album of the year, and that's amazing.
Oh, yeah, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But yeah, but in the States, oh, that means so much to me and stuff. And yeah, wow, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have the radio promoter, and he told me, he said it's number one, and there were all guitars. Oh, and I was like jumping up and down, and I don't drink much, but there I drank something just to celebrate, and and it's second week in a row. I just
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing, man. That is amazing, because I always thought it's definitely not an advantage to come from a foreign country. You have an accent, you're not a native speaker. That was actually hard when we started out. We did all the lyrics with a dictionary, like I told you before.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing.
I not American, or at least British, but then you just have to work a little bit harder. And being a woman, I never was aware of that was a thing. I just did what I wanted to do. And then usually when people saw the "Oh We Are" video, then some girls, they came up, they said, "Oh man, we got so inspired, we have now a band," and we started picking up guitar,
That's
you know
amazing.
drums, singing. That made me really happy. But I just always did what I thought I want to do. And I was one of the guys. I didn't think it was a big deal. I just did my
I love
thing.
that. That's cool. That's pretty cool though. And you've came out with like a lot of records. So if you could, do you have a top three favorite?
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Actually, there's some records. I like so much. I guess from the Warlock era, I would say "Triumph and Agony." I love that so much. And from the new
A
era,
lot.
"Love Me in Black." That's the title track of that album, "Love Me in Black." Many fans love it. And and the new one, "Conquerors Forever Strong and Proud." It's one of the best records I've ever done. So these three, "Triumph and Agony," "Love Me in Black," and "Conquerors Forever Strong and Proud." And yeah.
Dang. That's amazing. And then if someone was listening to you for the first time, what top three songs would you have them listen to you that would basically describe you as a whole?
Oh, that's so hard to say, because it's so really diverse.
I
Uh,
know.
like, one of the most special songs is on the True at Heart album, and it's called "Fortune Teller." And it's so soulful. I always get chills. Like, oh, I still do get it when I listen to it. So "Fortune Teller" of True at Heart album, because it's so totally out there. And "Children of the Dawn" of the Conquerors, "Forever Strong and Proud" album. And yeah, probably "All We Are," because it makes people so happy and singing along. I always love singing and playing that song, because everybody's like, it's like the energy is so high. There's no worry in the world. You can just let go, headbang, shout it out. And so yeah, these three songs, I would say. Many others I love, but
Of course.
yeah.
I feel like you would have like a hard time doing a set list just because you have so many known songs in the industry that's like it must be hard to come well not for a 2 hour set but to do something in America it must be very hard to like narrow that down to probably like an hour.
Oh yeah, oh that's terrible. Yeah, yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But usually I ask the fans, hey, what you guys want to hear when we play encores or when we have the time to do an encore, and then they call out the stuff they want to hear, and I always play that. And yeah, yeah, for 1 hour, oh my God, that's really tough. But usually I stick to the highlights or to the singles. Of course, we yeah will always be in the set and
Oh yeah.
Witches because it was the first album and the title track, Hellbound probably because it's a good headbanger, and yeah, and of the new album, yeah, Children of the Dawn, Time for Justice, um, yeah, the duets with Rob we probably will not play live because when Rob isn't there, then that's tough to do, but. Yeah, yeah. Oh God, yeah. It's hard to, and I always do a different set list every city, every venue.
Ooh,
So sometimes when you play smaller club, when there are only metalheads there, then usually I stick to the old school metal stuff more. And when I feel like people want to hear more anthems or more soulful stuff and ballads, then I do that. And so yeah, every show is different. I always give
yeah.
it my all. Every show is
I,
different.
I love that. And so where can everyone keep up with you and buy the new record?
Ah, okay. Yeah, the new album is out via Nuclear Blast and yeah, Nuclear Blast Records. That's the one. And check out the vinyl and the picture disc and the box set has great goodies in it. Like here, this these I don't know if you can see it. Like here, these two X's.
Oh, that's
Dog
cool.
Proud. That's like actually the X of this one, just times two. And yeah, and we are on Facebook. It's Doro Pesch Official and Doro Pesch Official German. That's usually we thought for the German fans, but usually all Americans they go on there. And Instagram Doro Metal Queen and X is what is it? I think Doro Pesch official, and YouTube. You will find us, and yeah, check out in the internet and YouTube. Oh, check out all the videos. They're all for free on YouTube. Usually on the Nuclear Blast channel or on our channel. We did 5 videos for the album so far.
That's amazing.
Children of the Dawn, Time for Justice. That looks like a Mad Max movie. Um,
I love that.
Art with Rob Halford, that's very soulful. I love it. And Bond Unending with Sammy Amara, you can see Wacken a little bit. And Living After Midnight, it was a lyric video, but you can see us play the Monsters of Rock festivals in Brazil. There was a couple of months ago, we put it in. And yeah, and the new video will come out maybe in a couple of weeks. That's called Lean Mean Rock Machine, and somebody is just painting a comic video. And I saw the first 2 minutes. It's awesome. It's
That sounds
awesome
cool. That sounds cool and different. I love that. That sounds really cool.
and very funny. It's hilarious, and and I'm riding a bike, and then the guitar solo comes. Then the bike is changing into like a little demon, and then he plays the guitar solo, and it's so it's the guy is doing a great job. It's really funny, and yeah.
I'm excited to check it out when it comes out.
Yeah.
So I'd love to thank you for being on the show, our metal queen.
Oh, thank you so much. I apologize that I was so sick. I hope you could hear.
Okay. It's
It.
amazing. You did an amazing job. So
Oh,
thank you.
you're so sweet. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I thought, oh no, I don't want to cancel, man. I just
I
do it.
appreciate you not because I've been like, this is a bucket list interview for me. So, so well, I'll see everyone next interview.